and welcome to the news update on AFRICUNIA television, reaching from the nation's commercial capital, Lagos, Nigeria. My name is Deborah Ezeh. Many thanks for joining me. We begin from Nigeria, where to boost electricity supply, the Federal Executive Council, presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari, again approved multi-billion naira contract for the formal sector yesterday. Minister of Power Abubakar Aliyu, while briefing State House correspondents, said all three memos presented by his ministry scaled through, adding that the approvals were for the purchase of major electricity transmission equipment. According to him, the cost of the project, which includes procurement of power transformers and construction of 260-kilometer transmission line in Kebbi State, will cost about 21.7 billion naira. The projects under the first phase of the Presidential Power Initiative have led to FEC approval of $1.9 million and 62.9 million pounds in 2021. The prevailing situation, according to him, has totally defeated privatization exercised under his arrangement. Government sold the assets to bring in investors with access to foreign direct investments and technical partners that could overhaul the system. Still in Nigeria, as part of effort to avert the imminent placement of Nigeria in the International Cooperation and Review Group, a group process of the Financial Action Task Force and its looming sanctions on the economy, the Senate yesterday passed a bill seeking to amend the Terrorism Prevention Act 2013, as well as prohibit payment of ransom to kidnappers in the country. This was as former military governor of Kaduna State, Colonel Abubakar Umaru, retired, appealed to the federal government to do more to secure the release of passengers abducted by terrorists during Kaduna train attack. Umar made the appeal in a statement yesterday in Kaduna. In the past few days, there have been increasing attacks by different terrorist groups across the country, with several lives lost, scores injured, and many kidnapped or missing and unaccounted for. This has exacerbated insecurity and fear, what with the attempted attack on the Kaduna airport, attack on Kaduna-bound train, and attack on security personnel and formations, or recently, as well as other nefarious activities by terrorist group. Senate President Ahmad Lawan, in his remark after the passage of the bill, said it will complement the federal government's efforts in the fight against insecurity when signed into law by President Muhammadu Buhari. Moving on, the UN's humanitarian coordinator visited South Sudan last weekend to assess needs on the ground and meet people affected by the ongoing violence as well as natural disasters. Women and children, particularly internally displaced women, are more vulnerable and at risk of physical harm. The UN estimates that 6.8 million people will need urgent assistance this year, and a $1.7 billion humanitarian response plan for the country is currently only around 8% funded. Still on the African scene, there is a new wave of COVID-19 in South Africa. The Center for Epidemic Response and Innovation warned on Tuesday. The fifth wave has arrived. Take care. The Genomics Research Center, headed by virologist Tulio de Oliveira, who became famous for sporting the Beta and Omicron variant, warned on Twitter. The number of new infections in the last 24 hours is still up compared to the last few days, with 5,062 cases, 15 deaths, and 83 hospitalizations, according to the National Institute of Communicable Diseases. The figures recorded in recent days are the highest in nearly 3 months and significantly higher than a fortnight ago. South Africa, where less than 45% of the adult population is fully vaccinated out of a population of nearly 60 million, has recorded more than 3.7 million cases and some 100,350 deaths in accumulation. We now head to the foreign scene, where visiting Asia next month for the first time since becoming US President in 2021, Joe Biden will hold talks with allies in Japan and South Korea over China's growing influence in the region and the latest threats from nuclear-armed North Korea. The leaders will discuss opportunities to deepen vital security relationships, enhance economic ties, and expand close cooperation to deliver practical results. Biden's trip to Asia comes at a time when Washington is seeking to reinforce unity and commitment among allies in response to both Russia's invasion of Ukraine and China's growing economic and security influence in the region. North Korea is expected to be a key topic for discussion in both Seoul and Tokyo, as Pyongyang is outlining an expansive new doctrine for nuclear weapon use. In Russia, Russian President Vladimir Putin warned of lightning-fast retaliation if countries interfere in Ukraine, while U.S. President Joe Biden was set to comment on Thursday in support of Ukraine's fight against Russia's brutal war. Russia has told the United States to stop sending arms to Ukraine, saying large Western deliveries of weapons were inflaming the conflict. Addressing lawmakers in St. Petersburg on Wednesday, Putin said the West wanted to cut Russia up into different pieces and accused it of pushing Ukraine into conflict with Russia. Sanctions are taking a heavy toll on Russia, with its economy ministry indicating in a document the economy could shrink by as much as 12.4% this year. Still on the foreign scene, COVID-8 city of Shanghai is making more resources available to improve vaccination rates among the elderly as daily cases number decline, and it looks for a way out of 4 weeks of stringent lockdown restrictions. The city, battling China's biggest ever coronavirus outbreak, saw new asymptomatic cases fall by 9,330 on April 27th, down 22% from a day earlier and its lowest rate in 24 days, with symptomatic infection also down by almost a fifth. With the outbreak still at a critical stage, every district in Shanghai is now coordinating prevention and control work with a vaccination drive focused on elderly people, said the Deputy Director of the Municipal Health Commission. The 47 people reported to have died from COVID-19 in Shanghai on April 27th at an average of 84.7 years. Of the city's 285 COVID-related fatalities this year, the vast majority have been elderly, with many unvaccinated and suffering from underlying health conditions. Away from the foreign scene onto the sports scene, there was no fist pump from judging club after Liverpool stood to new win over Villarreal. As I said, it's only half-time despite his team holding a huge advantage. After a goalless opening half in the Champions League semi-final first leg, Perviz's 53rd minute's own goal brought the breakthrough before Sadio Mane added a second just 2 minutes later to hammer home the advantage. Speaking afterwards, Klopp was pleased with the performance of his players. The way we played, the way we defended very well, the way we attacked very well, we had to score goals. It was clear we had to keep going. And finally, the Athletic Federation of Nigeria today began selection of athletes for the 22nd African Senior Championship holding in Mauritius. AFN President Okowa said only athletes with medals prospects would be picked for the trip. Already, the best of Nigerian athletes have gathered in Lagos for AFN's second all-commerce competition of the year, which we hold at Yaba College of Technology. The two-day competition will serve as selection trials for home-based athletes that will fly Team Nigeria's flag to Mauritius from June 8th to 12, 2022. According to the program of events released by AFN Secretary General Adisa Deni, today's event began with 10,000 race walk final for women at 8 a.m. The men's 10,000 race walk final followed at 8:05 a.m., while the women's discus final, men high jump final, as well as the men and women 1,500mm final followed in that order. And that concludes the news updates on AFRICUNIA television today. To stay connected and up to date with news and other programs, follow all our social media platforms on Jointum, Pangram, Instagram, and on Facebook in their respective order. Visit our website on www.africunia.tv and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, I am Deborah Ezeh. Bye for now.